Hi everyone, it's Tristan with TJInspires
The man, Mr. Soul of a Man, 50 to the 4.
and this is TJInspires YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to TJInspires and
And subscribe to my channel, Soul of a Man 504 on YouTube and on Instagram.
all right. So inspirational video. I know that everybody's at home. You're with your kids, your significant other, husband, wife. And through the news reports, they said that probably half the people that will end up in divorce. So here's some tips and tools that you can use during this quarantine. It's really a time of coming together, learning about each other, communicating. Because if not, then you will just be So what do you have to say?
Me personally, I'm more laid back, so I just kind of just go with the flow. So I try to, I try to give her space, and can we edit that out?
No.
Okay, yeah. So I try to give her space, and just let her do her thing. And I mean, the only thing you can do is just ride with it. It's just not to get mad at the other person, but it's gonna be very telling. People who now have to work from home, who have to homeschool their kids. So the dynamic has flipped and changed pretty much overnight. And a lot of people just can't handle it, and it's gonna be very telling to see like the relate. People who are gonna be single again and all of that good stuff.
All right, so here we go. TJInspires and Silverman 504. Tips. What has worked for me is coming up with a schedule. I know a lot of people don't like scheduling, but for me, scheduling has worked perfectly for me since I'm working from home, and now I have to work from home and make sure home is taken care of. So doing things like a schedule, knowing exactly what to put out for dinner. Going to the store, maybe like we go to the store together, that really like spikes my anxiety because sometimes I feel like he rushes me in the store and when I go to the store. So, but today we did good. We wrote out a list and we knew exactly what we needed to get from the store, but coming up with the schedule and communicating is key to getting through this together, whether it was your kids, your significant other, your parents, communicating, and just your space. All right, space is very important in this quarantine. Not getting on each other's nerves, and there will be times where you will be getting on each other's nerves, and one person may be high level and the other person more laid back. But having your space, maybe going one person in one part of the room and the other person in another part of the room, is worked out perfectly for me. Sometimes I have to change my workspace. I may be in the front one day and then the back the next day. But finding space and is important too when you're kind of, I wouldn't say stuck together, but it is kind of stuck. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just being in place with the right people and with the right person. Like a lot of people are loners. They love the fact that they're just by themselves and they don't have anybody else to deal with. Some people are glad to have somebody that they can share that space with every day. Personally, honestly, it doesn't bother me. As long as that person, isn't too needy, always in your face, and blah 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 blah. But like Tristan said, just having a schedule, having things to, having little, having little goals and stuff like that to knock out daily, weekly, and and XYZ. But so yeah.
Yes, so make sure you subscribe to TJInspires and Silverman 504 to give a rundown to get through this phase, this quarantine is, communicate, work out a schedule. And the schedule does not mean that you have to stick to that schedule every day. You can alter it all 3 times a day, but I would say the big 2 things is communication and schedule and do what works best for you and your family. What works for somebody else may not work for you, but remember that you're not alone. Everybody's going through this. I would say this time of isolation is basically time for you and your significant other to maybe work on goals. Like I've been working on some things, and we're gonna be working on some things. And I said I wasn't gonna write another book, but here I am. And what are you working on?
I'm working on editing my book, and that's pretty much about. Oh, also my social media stuff, and also for people out there, if you're feeling claustrophobic, go out and get a little fresh air early in the morning. Go run, go walk. Get up in the morning and try to do a little exercise. Get your blood flowing. Try to get up and move a little bit. Just even during the day, if it's not too hot outside or whatever, step outside and just try to breathe.
All right, guys. So this has been TJ Inspires and Silverman 504, giving you some tips and tools for getting through this quarantine with your significant other, the people that you love. Again, do what works best for you and your family. We're all going to get through this. It's a time that, strengthening families, communities. Use what you have. Like I said, whether it's take breaks, take out the trash, walk, breathe. We get on each other's nerves, but it's a matter of knowing what your level is to where it's too much, and where that point is to go outside, breathe, maybe go take a ride around in the car for 5 minutes, then come back and regroup yourself. This is not a time for division. This is a time of building, working together, working out new goals. Go back off and get that book, or whatever, but this is a time of being together. So don't give up. We'll get through this. God sometimes has to take things away and renew some things, but it's not a time for division, not a time to give up on each other. So what do you have to say?
Yeah, she's absolutely right. Just try to use your time wisely. Just try to be smart. Just try to be smart about this situation, and just follow the rules and the guidelines that they're putting out. Try not to watch too much news. Try not to be on social media too much, because the news and social media right now are correlating hand to hand. Everybody's talking about the same thing every day, every day, every day. People at home. I'm bored. But, I'll never say that I'm bored at home, because, there's a lot here to entertain me. Tristan entertains me. I can do things with her, make her laugh, and she always makes me laugh, and, et cetera, et cetera, and et cetera. But always remember, keep your head up. God is always in the midst of everything, and in this whole situation, and it is definitely not a time to to give up, or to panic. I think people that are just seriously panicking, they just never really been through anything. And of course, we've never been through anything like this before in life, but just especially, you're going to really just see major changes coming, even after this, because, society and life is never going to be the same again. But just remember, this is your boy, Silverman 504, aka the Money Alvarez, and
TJ Inspires. So all social media is TJ Inspires. If you're not planning a trip after this, make sure you start planning this. Tip, they do have some good flights, so I'm definitely counting down to a trip. Beach Bomb, that is where we're going. We're going somewhere next month, so let's get together. Never give up on yourself. TJ Inspires, Soulman 504.